Hello and welcome to episode 26 of Unemployed to Unstoppable, where we started unemployed and we're into the 6th season. Currently in charge of Millwall in the 2nd season since we took over in the Championship. Stay with us after the break and we'll show you where we are, how we're getting on and what our plans are for the rest of the season. So stick around, it'll be a good one. Welcome back. So as you can see on the screen, since we took over, and it's been a long journey, we had 4 seasons with Budafok, where we managed to get promotion from the 2nd division at the second time of asking up until the 1st division. We did manage to qualify in Europe, and we had a little bit of a European journey in the Conference League, and then we got the job opportunity to go to Millwall, which we took towards the end of last season, managed to keep Millwall in the division. We've had a good transfer window, and we're now in the Championship. In terms of the squad, everything's still going good. We've still got the one real big injury, which is to Ruprecht, who we made in the summer signing. He's still out for about 7 weeks to 3 months, so we're not going to see him anytime soon. In terms of the fixtures since you were last with us, things have been going pretty good. We had a 2-2 draw with Middlesbrough, a 4-0 win at Cardiff, goals from Timon, Denori, Robertson and Namwaset. Denori, who we're trying to reintegrate into the squad, mostly because we want to try and sell him. Stoke, we had a 2-0 home win. Billy Mitchell getting both goals, both of them penalties incidentally, which is quite weird. We then took an absolute hammering at QPR. I'm not entirely sure what. I think that's so that was just after Isaac Cantona got sent off, and what we found out is when he's not in the team we just don't tick well at all. So we took a 5-1 defeat to QPR. We did recover with a 2-1 victory at home to Norwich, but again it was a bit of a hard fought battle, that one. 2-1, so again a good result but not great. We then slipped to a 1-0 loss away at Leeds, a pretty below par across the board performance. Didn't create too many opportunities, and I thought we were going to get a draw, but they got a last minute winner. And then West Brom, we got absolutely hammered 3-0 again, so that was with Aaron back in the team, but we couldn't get any points there. We've since recovered. Malik Williams getting a goal alongside Lungello in a 2-1 victory at home to Portsmouth, and then a 3-2 victory away at Coventry with Jake Cooper, Esse and Malik Williams getting the goal. Roman Esse, again, he's one that's benefited from Ruprecht's injury. In terms of his report now, he is down as a decent Sky Bet Championship player, where previously he was a good League One player, but he's now developed into our first team right winger. In terms of today's episode then, we've got an away game at Luton and then a home game at Blackpool, which would set us up nicely for moving into the next episode somewhere in the last quarter of the season before we get to a season finale. Just while I'm at this point, I'd like to say thanks to everyone who's watched or subscribed or kept along with us since we came back. We're 26 episodes in, the support's been fantastic, and I'm very much appreciated for those who have subscribed. So once again, thank you for sticking thumbs on it, sticking likes, sticking comments. It's all very much appreciated in helping the channel grow. In terms of the oncoming year ahead, this will probably be the last episode of the year. I might well film one on New Year's Eve, but it probably won't be out till New Year's Day. But what we're going to look to do next year is just look at making it a little bit cleaner, sorting out some of the transitions, kind of maybe making the content a little bit better, tailoring it perhaps a little bit more. It's all quite new to me and I'm learning as I go along, but it's a hobby and it's good fun and I'm really enjoying it. Also contemplating doing a second series, more of a youth development type stuff, where we would just rely on the youth development intake and have no signings whatsoever. So we would make a restriction on signing no players, only using the youth development squad to see how far we could take a team from the lower leagues. That would be very much probably a 2-part episode per season. One to kind of maybe show you what the youth intake's going to look like, and then one to show you how the season went. So it would just stay on a regular drumbeat of 2 episodes, because the bits in between when there's no signings really doesn't make too much difference. So if that's something you'd be interested in, let me know in the comment section. I can look at sorting something out for that. But with all that being said, there's been no new transfers, no other news. So we'll get into the matches. So I'll sort it, and I'll see you very shortly. Welcome back for the first match of the episode, away at Luton Town. We've got Sarkic in goals, back 4 of Lungello, Cooper, Smith and McNamara. Lungello very much forcing himself in as kind of a first choice left back now. Midfield 3 of Mitchell, Hansen and Robertson. which is pretty much our settled best three there. I don't think you could really argue with them. And then a front three of Esse, Williams and Zeffy. You could argue Ruprecht will get in there when he comes back, but Esse's been on a bit of goal form and he's not been doing too bad. 5 goals, so he's doing better than Zeffy and even Robertson. So I think as long as he continues his development in the right way, he'll continue to play games. We're looking for some points. We were just sat outside the playoff area, so I think we're at 2 points outside the playoffs. We'll show you at the end of this match before we go into the second one where we are. But we've got a real chance of making a promotion push via the playoffs this season. I don't think we're anywhere near competing for the top 2 spots, but certainly 7th is probably something that's within our grasp, as Langelo gets a chance down the left-hand side, slings it into the box. It's cleared to Aaron, but he gets to recycle out to Mitchell at the edge of the box, and he fires a shot from Rage into the bottom corner. We don't see many of those, not from Mitchell, but it's good. We're getting some goals from other areas of the pitch that isn't just Malik Williams. So Aaron cutting the ball back. Mitchell, who normally plays that kind of ball-winning midfield role, rattles one along the floor. Very difficult for the keeper. So 8 minutes in, and we're in front. And I think we've said this many times before. It's 90 minutes of holding on now. I suppose that in many respects, this is what it's like being an Everton fan. If anyone had seen the Man City game the other night, we'll get a goal and it's a case of trying to hang on for 90 minutes as Esse breaks into the box, but his shot's a little bit wayward. Good work down the right hand side to counter. Playing out the back is a bit of a feature of our game from last season where we were a bit more direct. We do like to try and control the ball a little bit more. That does catch us out from time to time, but on this occasion Zeffy doing some good work down the left hand side. Mitchell will get a chance to play it out right to the right. Esse into Aaron, but he's giving it away, which opens up for the counter. Ball's gone over the top to Sanusi, and that's what I was going to say. That's where we're a bit vulnerable. So we are good at passing the ball back. We are quite good at winning him back, but sometimes when we're committing men forward, we are quite open at the back. I'm not sure we've got the paciest of centre halves, and on this occasion, Sanusi slops the ball past Tarkic, and it's 1-1 after 19 minutes. So still in the game, but I think you've got to look at it what it is. Teams are always going to score goals against us because we aren't set up incredibly defensively because we want to get some goals. The counter to that is we need to score more goals than the opponent. So this time we'll play out from the back again. Sarkic to McNamara. Robertson brings it back, cuts it deep to Smith. Mitchell will carry the ball up a little bit. Aaron, who's our true playmaker in the middle of the park. Again, when he plays well, we seem to play well as a whole, into Malik Williams, and he slots one into the back of the net to put us 2-1 up. And I think Malik Williams, for me, has been probably the signing that's changed us and made us a lot more capable of winning games because he can put the ball in the back of the net. And I think that's what was missing when we were at Budafok. For those of you that were viewing in the first few seasons, when Jurgens was playing for us at Budafok, we really did struggle to have an out-and-out goal scorer, whereas I think we've got that here at Millwall. I don't think we'll hold on to him long term, but if we can keep him for the whole of this season, along with Zeffy and Aaron and all the other players that support it, I think we've got a real chance of getting into them playoff positions. And what's more is I think on our day we'd have a chance of maybe getting up via the playoffs. So that's something we'll look to do this season. As Zeffy breaks down the left, can we make it 3 into Mitchell? In it goes to Esse. He gets 2 shots at it, but there's been a free kick in there. So half time, much the better side. We've got 2.2 XG. We've got the goals. They've not really shown too much in terms of a threat, and we'll just put the same team out for the second half. There's no point changing it too drastically. I know we've got to think about players' fitness. Robertson for Chukwuemeka is one of them changes that jumps out for me, but I don't want to use the substitutes too early as we get a corner down the left hand side. Langella will deliver it. Can we get Cooper in on it? There he is. He's scored a few goals for us this season. I don't know exactly how many he's got, but he's a bit of a wizard from the corners. Ball goes into Esse and he gets a goal to continue his resurgent form. Since getting that opportunity for Ruprecht, he's really taken it on. He's developed from a League One player to a Championship player, and he's now adding goals to his play, which for a player that I was looking to get rid of is fantastic. That he's made himself a first teamer really in all essence, because he wasn't the best when we took over, but 23 years old, we'll keep him, we'll develop him, and we'll just carry on. So 66 minutes in, 3-1 up. Essie for Amaku for tired legs. Again, Amaku's one that's fallen kind of out of favour. He started being our first choice left winger when we took over, but Zeffy's a much better player. And Zanussi gets his second goal of the season on the 72nd minute, which gives them time to get back into the game. And this is very much how a lot of the games recently have played out. Is we're not particularly tight at the back, but we do tend to outscore our opponents when we win. So we've had 3-2 previously. I'm hoping we can hang on for a 3-2 again now. I think we'll probably get Robertson off for Chukmoinka, just for a bit of legs to give a bit of a threat up on their side of the pitch. I don't think Zeffy really needs to come off. I mean, Namwaset's probably the only one on there that could play out on the left, but is not his natural position. As we get a corner in 3 minutes from time, I mean, this would be brilliant if we could secure the points here. Lingela will deliver it. Got some big players up there in the box. In it goes to Smith, but it's just cleared away. And it looks like they've got a chance up the other end. And that is devastating. 89th minute. We have a chance to win it at one end. They get a corner down the other. And we've gone from being 3-2 up to 3-3. I don't know if there's enough time for us to get a winner. I mean, it looks like it might have been a bit offside there, but there's no VAR in the Championship. 5 minutes of injury time. They've got another chance here. Surely they're not going to steal it with 2 goals in a minute. We're not managing to clear it now. Chukwenka now with a chance to break. Can we forge a counter of our own into Mitchell? Out wide to Zeffy. He has a ping, but doesn't hit the target. And it looks like that'll drift out for the 3-3. So plenty goals for you to see, but not the result we necessarily wanted. Good performance from Hansen Aaron again. A good core of players playing pretty well, but we just didn't have that killer instinct tonight. I'll have a quick look at the league table. So there you go. 8th, just outside, and we're still 2 points out from Middlesbrough. We're level on points with the team in 6th place. We just need to pick up a few more points to get us cemented in them spots and maybe strengthen with another loan signing in the January transfer window if we can. But all told, the results are going pretty well. So I'll get forward to the second game of the episode. We'll see if we can get some more points on the board. Not quite the result. Maybe I should have made a couple more changes to try and cement the 3 points. I didn't. That's just the way it goes sometimes. So stick with me. I'll sort the squad out for the next match and we'll see how we do in hopefully a home game. Welcome back for the home game against Blackpool. Only 2 changes to tell you of really. So it's exactly the same team except we brought Timon in for Lingela at left back and we brought Namwaset in place of Williams up front. So the rest's all the same. We'll get into the game. There's a lot of heavy match load in there as we're coming into that kind of December, Christmas period type. So lots of tired players. We've got to nurse them through till we get to the transfer window and games ease off a little bit. But I think we've still got enough quality in the team to put them to the sword, especially if we can get an early goal again. I think we're one of them teams that needs the second goal. We need that kind of buffer to really be comfortable. When there's only 1 goal in it, we seem to be a bit weak in letting in goals, especially late in the game, that are costing us the points to keep us high in the league. But we'll see how we go. We are on paper the better team. Form wise we're better. It would be nicer if Williams was fully fit to play up front. I think if we could get Ruprecht back in as a first teamer once he's fit following his long-term injury, that'd be good as well. But Blackpool with the first highlight of the game, free kick. Barlaser lines one up and Sarkic tips it over the bar. We'll just send out a little bit of encouragement to the players there. Zeffy's looking a bit tired already. He's probably one we're going to have to take off at half time, and probably a Maku will come on. So coming up to half time, I mean, there's a stark change. We had loads of highlights in the previous match, not too many to speak of so far now, but we've got the second half to go, and I think it's a case of tired legs. What we'll do is we'll get them out for the second half, because I don't tend to like to make the substitute bang on the half time, and we'll pause the game and we'll get Zeffy off for Amaku, because Williams still isn't fully fit. We've got, I think, Robertson for Chukwenka is probably another sensible substitution, and we'll go with that initially, which leaves us another sub for later on in case somebody gets too hard. I mean, Mitchell's already looking on his knees. Chukwuemeka then getting involved into Mitchell and Maku down the left-hand side, linking with Timon. Again, we're playing quite deep. I don't want to get caught in possession again and get open to the counter as we come right back into our own half. McNamara going forward into Namwaset. Cooper plays down the left to Timon. He'll have a chance to deliver, hopefully. He comes back to Mitchell into Amaku. And it's quite a poor finish on his right foot. Worked the ball out well, but he wasn't able to keep it. Stankovic will come on as Timon gets a free kick into Chukwuemeka. He gets into the box, into Namwaset, and it's a pretty rusty finish that. He's not really got a hold of it at all. Well, we didn't make that substitution. Mitchell hasn't swapped with Stankovic like we thought he had. As Mitchell puts the ball forward to Amaku down the left-hand side, tries to feed it through to Namwaset on the break, but unfortunately it didn't get through as Blackpool come down the other end. And I was thinking it was going to be another sucker punch. I don't know if I can take two of them in a row. Zephy's been a bit quiet in recent games. Amaku's on there. Another free kick for Blackpool. Looking at overloaded on the right hand side there as Hamdamov is probably going to shoot, I would wager. In it goes. Sarkic tips it wide. And with 8 minutes to go, we've not really got much left in terms of attacking changes. We could potentially bring Namwaset off for Williams just as one last push with a more prolific goal scorer. No more substitutes for the last change. So again, dominating them on shots on target, but unfortunately we're not able to put this ball over the line, and it's going to be a 0-0. We don't like to see that. So a 3-3 and a 0-0. Points are still precious at this stage in the season, but we really need to be a bit more clinical up front. Still not bad, 36 points at halfway point in the season. So we've got a deficit to make of, I would say about 5 points would see us comfortably into the playoffs. That's what we've got to make up deficit in the second half of the season. We're going to have the January transfer window coming up, which I'll hopefully bring you into the end of that in the next episode. I think 10 games in, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 brings us into February. So the transfer window should be well and truly over by then. I will update you on the players that have come in. Obviously, we've got the one that's scheduled to come in already, Merkin from Borussia Dortmund. So that gives a bit of depth at right back, but I think we probably might need one more really good midfielder just for when Aaron's not on fire. But again, the squad's shaping up nicely. We're doing well in the league. Dynamics are pretty good. I think all told, from what we were expected to do at the start of the season, we're doing pretty good. At the board's delighted. We've not played any FA Cup games yet, but that's the last one on the tick list to kind of satisfy them with. So I'll play through some games off camera, bring you back for the next episode in the 27th. Once again, thank you for everyone who stuck around for it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to stick around as the journey goes on. Don't forget to comment if you want to see a second save getting put on there. And I'll see you again in the new year. Have a good new year, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.